Good evening from Los Angeles, California. I'm Dr. Ryan Ava. As an immigrant, I can empathize with the Venezuelan's migrants. They are really confused and probably wondering why this is happening to them. They are frightened and they don't know exactly why the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, is doing this to them. They have fled terror in their home country and now they are facing the same sort of terror here. They are hoping to get their lives and their status straightened out and are hoping that their trauma ends soon. Almost all of these folks are in the process of having scheduled hearings. Those hearings are nowhere near Boston. And let's be clear, these immigrants were not illegal at all. They were paroled in, which is a lawful status that allows you to enter the country to then seek asylum or other forms of relief in immigration court. The courts are scattered everywhere. There are people with courts in Utah, Texas, and even California. These people were lied to about where they were going, and many of them had asked for different locations and thought they were going there. The point is that GOP has always been trying to create chaos. That's how they benefit. It really takes a lawyer to move a case from Utah to Boston, for example, which is now where their cases has to be heard. There is another problem. They all had scheduled ICE check-ins with different locations, and attorneys have volunteered to try to relocate those and get those set up in Massachusetts. Now, a great question to be asked is whether or not these immigrants could be considered victims of crimes perpetrated by Governor DeSantis. And here's what Susan Church, an immigration attorney helping these families, had to say about it.
Because I do think a crime has been committed here. Let's start with I won't go through all of them, but kidnapping. Kidnapping is not an allegation of force. It can be done with an allegation of fraud. So clearly they were fraudulently put onto the plane, confined, dropped off in Martha's Vineyard. I think kidnapping has some strong investigatory aspects that need to be taken on that. RICO, so the Racketeering and Influence Corruption Act, that requires two predicate acts involving certain crimes. Sounds like we've got some large-scale cooperation between DeSantis and Governor Abbott. Whoever bought the planes is involved. There's a RICO charge. And Massachusetts has its own civil rights statute that also has significant ramifications for a case like this. So there's a lot to be looked at and a lot to be investigated here.
And if they are victims of a crime, they could be eligible for something called a U visa. Is that right?
That is correct, and even better than that. So a U visa is a document that a local law enforcement agency, any of our local Massachusetts law enforcement agencies, can investigate a crime, and then they sign a certification, and then that's filed with immigration. And it takes a long time to get a U visa, but most of these individuals, from what I'm seeing, would be prima facie eligible for a U visa as long as we got the certification. But even better than that, in Massachusetts, we are one of the very limited jurisdictions where a pending U visa is essentially issued by the First Circuit a decision saying you cannot deport somebody while they have a U visa pending. So even though U visa may take 7 years, they cannot be removed from the country, whereas other people in similar jurisdictions would be removed while awaiting their U visa to be processed. So they've removed the individuals to one of the very few jurisdictions in the country where they will be protected by their criminal acts of DeSantis and Governor Abbott.
Amazing. The thoughtlessness, the cruelty is backfiring in spectacular fashion. Susan Church, immigration attorney in Massachusetts, thank you so much for your time and for everything that you are doing.
Thank you.
To support my work, please click the subscribe, the like button, and the notification bell so you wouldn't miss any of my new videos.